say to lovers turn to strangers, but they stay fools. I'll break the chains, take the pain to save you. Save you. Baby, I've been high and low. All the feelings I won't show. It's better if I let you go. You'll be better off alone. Pretty little fears I got, second guessing every shot. I won't lie, no I won't lie. I'm free but now I'm lost. Freedom comes at a cost. I won't lie, not this time. It's better if I let you go. You'll be better off alone.
Hello, 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 hello. It's farming time. It's a little bit of a weird stream today because I am super early. Uh I pretty much just like slept and then woke up for this so that we can get some farming in before Path of Exile happens later today. Let me see if okay, so I left everything here so that I would remember what I was doing. Thank you, past self. But I'm gonna get as much done today as I can. Because in like 2 days or so, on top of Path of Exile happening, there is the DLC for Farming Sim coming out. So I want to get as much done as we can today, and then I don't think I'll be starting the new playthrough next Friday. I think I would like to just wrap up what we got going on here. Which I think will just take a little bit more time. But not too much time. I think my plan is we will start a new playthrough in November. But I just won't be like immediately jumping into the new DLC map and the new playthrough. Because we're so close to having achieved everything I planned to do in this playthrough that, I mean, I just may as well do it, you know? So that's my plan. And I know what we're doing today is basically just prepping a bunch of fields with different crops. We're still working on that. I started this last time. We did a bunch of other stuff last time as well, but we also started planting all of our things that we could plant in April. And I mean, by the end of April, we'll pretty much have half of all the crops I'm planning to put down because so much gets planted in March and April. So okay, there it is. Waiting for that. And then I guess I'm still not very good at windrowing, you know. I try, but even as bad as I am at it, it's still faster to do it than not to do it. But I still am not sure. I've seen a ton of stuff from the people I follow that are like farming sim creators. Tons of stuff has been coming out about this DLC. It seems like it's absolutely huge. Oh, do that. Okay, we just need to lift it. Perfect. I don't know. I never really know. Like when it's not a obvious square field, which we don't have a lot of just plain square fields on this map. I really have no idea what the more efficient way to windrow it is. but that'll be coming out. There's a lot of stuff happening with it, but I still don't actually know if fishing is going to be something you can do on any map or if it's just on the new map. I would think it's any map. Hey, Titans. So I guess if we're playing this next Friday, or we'll be playing this next Friday, but if next Friday we can see if I can fish and maybe dabble in it, but I probably won't do too much in this playthrough just because that's going to be such a big part of my next playthrough. I am up early. It's a weird day because the Path of Exile League is coming out today, so I still wanted to farm today and get stuff done, but I want to do the new league stuff today as well, so I figured I would knock out the farming early, and then I'm gonna be taking a little nap after this stream and then just so I'm maximum rested, and then blast in the new Path of Exile League. Pretty freaking excited. Hopefully I'm not so excited that I can't get a little extra sleep before the Path of Exile stream today, but I got a full night's rest regardless, so it wouldn't be the end of the world if I don't sleep after the stream. Is it chilly outside there? A little bit. A little bit. Nothing crazy though. It's nice. It's nice over here. Weather-wise. Alright, so I'm gonna be bringing the baler over. Take all this back. And then grab the baler. Bale up that grass. I don't even know what we're planting. I'm gonna have to check when the time comes, but gotta get the grass out of there first. This is the most farming I've had in a playthrough in a really long time, honestly. It's really nice to have this much going on. I think harvesting everything's gonna be really exciting too, since we have such variety. Okay. Now we have to unfold this one to detach it, unfortunately. That there. And detach. It is a little tight storage-wise over here, isn't it? All right. grab the baler. Oops. I'm also just really excited for PoE because this is gonna be the first time that I've League started in hardcore, and I really am feeling more and more. Maybe I shouldn't be feeling it. Maybe it won't happen, but I think this is the time where I just play the entire League in hardcore. I'm really excited for it, but we'll see. I think I'll probably get humbled a lot, but I've got a little list for myself, 9 different builds that I could play. So I'll like play a character, and then when that character dies, the next character will be the next build on the list. And basically I've set it up so, you know, if I get to the by the time I have killed all of those characters, you know, if I'm still interested in playing hardcore, then I'll just play hardcore. But you should have plenty of options for not hardcore if I've given up all hope that I can get to the end game in hardcore. But we'll see what happens. A cool way to play. Yeah, I'm really excited. Because, like, I think the thing that I'm excited about with hardcore is just, like, you know, normally I really like investing into one character for the League, like, and I put everything in that character. But there's so many different builds in Path of Exile that, you know, I want to play. And so this is like, I get to put everything into one character, but if it dies, it gives me like permission to start over, you know what I mean? And try something different. And they're all pretty different builds that I'm gonna be trying to do. So I'm pretty excited for it. But after we did a couple of those test runs earlier this week, I really feel better about it, because I thought I was like, yeah, I'll mess around, I'll start hardcore, but I was just like, yeah, I'll probably like not even finish Act 1. But like we had, by the end of just like, I think it was like 3 days or so of me just messing around, whatever, like I had multiple characters that I got to Act 2 and Act 3 relatively painlessly. Like the actual League will be harder because the League mechanic will be around, and that'll be dangerous. But yeah, I was surprised that I didn't get discouraged just from like trying it, because I think of like softcore, like when I play softcore, how many times my character dies in softcore, and it's so much. But it's I just don't die as much now, I guess. Like I think I may have actually gotten better at the game and without realizing it. So yeah, it means I'm learning. Like I don't feel like I'm that much better at Path of Exile, especially because like I hadn't played PoE 1 in a while. But I actually think playing hardcore in PoE 2 actually did make me better at PoE 1. Even though they're very different games, like in a lot of ways, and like the tools you have are different, I do actually think it made me a little bit better at the game. But I've said this so many times, but what I really love PoE for just being a game where like you always feel like, at least for me, I always feel like I'm learning stuff. Like I never have stopped feeling like there's just a mountain of stuff for me to learn, and to some people that's the reason they don't play Path of Exile. But I enjoy it. I really enjoy the process of like just being in the positions. There's just so much for me to learn. I mean, if you think about it, like that's kind of a lot of what drew me into farming sim as well. Is like farming sim, I mean, it's not nearly as complicated. It's a pretty simple game compared to PoE, but I don't know anything about farming. You know, I'm not a farmer in real life. And so a lot of times it's like figuring out like what the machines do and what the machines are for and like how to do something on a much simpler level than PoE. But like I think the like initial thing that got me into farming sim was that it was fun to figure out how this stuff worked. And now I feel like for the most part the game, like farming sim, can throw anything at me and like I'll figure it out very quickly. Like if they added a new crop type with new equipment, I would just figure it out. Like it's no big deal. It was just, I think it would take a lot longer to get to that point for me in Path of Exile. Like I'm a very slow learner. But I still enjoy that stuff, even though I'm like bad at it. I don't know, maybe I even enjoy it more because I'm bad at it. I'm not sure. Then I have a couple like things I want to try, and I think there'll be more that I want to try of like my own builds for PoE. I think those characters are gonna be the ones that die the fastest, if I'm being honest. Like, because I'm not gonna be following someone else's build guide for those, but who knows? Maybe I'll actually figure it out. Oh, I need to get gas in my tractor. I didn't realize how low I was. I'll have to try to remember to do that when we go pick up the bale loader. It's really surprising how big a difference letting the grass like fully grow makes for how many bales we get. Even this is like a pretty small field, but we get quite a few bales. If I could do it, I'd probably be working on my friend's farm in real life. Yeah, she has cattle. Yeah, I when we were driving in, when we when we moved, because we moved across country recently. We drove through all these farms, and I actually looked into like what it would take to become like a farmhand. Unfortunately, just like everything else, you need like, you know, 10 years experience for an entry level position or whatever. But I did actually look. Plus, I don't know how actually reasonable it would be for me to do it, considering I'm allergic to pretty much everything. I'm allergic to every plant. As far as I know, it seems like I'm allergic to all of them. So, didn't have a lot, maybe 15 head of cattle. That sounds really nice. Just working on a small farm. Every plant, yep. Especially every flower. Every flower really gets me, and then grass. Yep. I guess I was just not built for the outdoors. I don't know. Yeah, I'm so allergic to flowers that I gave someone flowers once, and I remember that I kind of had to stick my head out of the window of my car in order to drive with the flowers in my car, because otherwise I couldn't breathe. Grass is worse, yeah. Yeah, grass is really bad. It's funny, because grass is the thing I've had the worst time with, because, like, it's unavoidable to encounter grass. But then in Farming Sim, my absolute favorite thing to do is mow grass. But, yeah. Let's see. Hey. I don't know, maybe that's part of the reason I love mowing the grass so much in Farming Sim. I don't know. I don't think so, though. I think there's just something about it that's, like, really satisfying for me. I think it's just like, it's sort of the power wash simulator feeling a little bit of like in power wash, you see something really, really dirty, and then you see the visual effect that your effort has. And then it's like squeaky clean. I think it's kind of similar for me with the mowing, where it's like, you see this full field of grass, and then you like wipe it away, basically. Yeah, it's like it's the texture change. It's like seeing the big piles of grass. I love like baling it up into the wrapped bales. Like I just love it. Like I love every part of it except for windrowing. I don't like windrowing. If I could just snap my fingers and it's magically windrowed for me, I would do that. But every other part, I really, really like. All right. So let me drop this off, and then I'm gonna get gas, and then we'll grab the plow. Well, actually, no, I'll just grab the loader because we're gonna need to make multiple trips probably. We'll just do the bale loader, and we'll bring all the bales from the field to our storage. Just need some gas. You know, I'm going to repair the tractor too. It's right here. It's not in desperate need or anything, but do that. Let's go get the loader. All right. This has been a great playthrough, though. I love this map. It's interesting because I usually do so much of the like setting up of my personal, like where I take my vehicles at night and where I sleep, like that area. But this map has been an interesting one because I don't want to landscape or anything, so I pretty much only built the shed and my house, and we really don't have much going on over there. It's just like where it's basically my garage, and then having all our fields really spread out is kind of nice. Like, they're not so far that I feel like everything's taking a million years, but they're far enough that it's definitely not like, you know, it's definitely a factor. I'm probably doubling the amount of time everything takes because everything's so far apart, but it doesn't really feel that way. And the scenery's so nice with the woods. I just like it. What can I say? I don't think this should take too many loads. But my goal, as I've said before, for this playthrough is we're gonna get almost every single crop in the game is going to be planted. And I want to get one harvest on all of those crops. And once I do that, I will consider this playthrough a success. And then for my next one, I think will be the little ones come. Oh my goodness, baby cattle. Yeah. For my next playthrough, I'm gonna challenge myself. I think it'll be a challenge. We'll see. We'll play on the new map, the DLC map, and I'm gonna start with $0 and a fishing rod. If a fishing rod costs money, I will give myself a fishing rod before I take all of my money away. We'll start with no land, no equipment, just the fishing rod, $0, And then because it's honestly gotten to the point where it makes it too easy, I am not going to allow myself to do wood cutting. And as usual, I won't do contracts. And we'll be on hard economy. And I won't lease equipment, I'll only buy it. Like all the regular rules that I usually do. And then we'll go from there. I might do more sleeping than I normally do in the playthrough, because I know I've seen like there's gonna be some like constructible things on the new map. And part of the new stuff, especially with fishing, is a production, so I will probably like pass the time more often than I normally do. Oh, we're doing it one load. Nice. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how profitable fishing is, because I'm probably going to focus, especially early on, mostly on the fishing aspect. So we'll just have to see how that goes. If we can start a farming empire with a fishing rod and a dream. Alright, so we're gonna put these away. I'm gonna grab the plow, and we'll grab, I think I'm gonna need, yeah, we're gonna need the fertilizer spreader. Yeah, it's a coastal town. The DLC map's a coastal town. Sounds like it's gonna be pretty gorgeous. They've also said that there's going to be seasonal decorations in the town, so they'll put up like, the townspeople will put up Christmas decorations and things like that at appropriate times of year, which should be really cool. But yeah, it looks like a really nice map. And there's a castle, and there's a castle ruins that you can restore. That's one of the construction projects. And then I think there's I think it's like a mill, like a windmill, that you can restore, and once you restore it, it becomes a production point that you can use. So that's kind of cool. I think we're eventually gonna get to the point, if the mods don't already exist, but like, I think if there were just a couple more improvements to just the base system of how productions work, we could get to the point where you construct productions like from components yourself. Like where you could actually do everything from the ground up, like without buying like pallets. I mean we're within the realm where somebody could make all the mods for that to be possible at this point, which is kind of cool. You know, I haven't even been keeping... I know there's some bales I could sell right now, but I just haven't. But I don't even know how many bales we're sitting on at this point. I've just been so focused on getting all this work done. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah, 45 of the bales are silage, but we have 140 bales. Stone farm, yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll grab our plow and we'll grab fertilizer spreader. Am I gonna clip on this? Just attach this. Now, I only need to fertilize this once after we plow it. So it should be pretty quick. And then I gotta check my crop list and see what we're actually planting, because I don't actually know. Got a lot going on here. Once we start harvesting everything, things are gonna get wild. I'm gonna have so many different big harvesting machines. All right. Let's put this down here. Okay. Deep sea commercial fishing games. Yeah, like I'm not totally certain. Like we watched a little bit of information about what's going on with the DLC, but you can raise your own fish in these like fishing greenhouses, apparently. Essentially is what they look like. And then you can have these like fishing farms out in the deep water. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about. And then there was something about like, I mean, you'll be able to have boats now with the DLC, so we'll like be able to go out on the water and fish. But yeah, I'm not sure to what extent, like how many varieties of fish are there that we can catch, and like how much does where you are matter for fishing, and like I don't know how any of that's really gonna work. Like I think maybe there's bait is part of the process for fishing as well, but I'm not sure. So we're just gonna figure that all out, really. These are ones where you fit. Oh, okay, sure, sure. Yeah, and I guess to a certain extent, location it can only matter so much really for this DLC, because you're not going to be like traveling the world in a single playthrough. You're just in like excuse me. I came on very suddenly. You're just like in one area, right? Because your maps are of just a small area. Yeah, local fishing is awesome too. Yeah. So it's more going to be about like, is there, I don't know if there's a difference between like the fish you'll fish up if you're fishing with a rod out in deep water versus fishing in a river. Like, I don't know how far they're really going to take it in Farming Sim. So we'll just have to see. But I'm excited for it regardless. I love fishing in video games. I just one of those other things. I'm one of the people that thoroughly enjoys it. If every video game had fishing, I would not be one of the people that would complain. Yeah, in real life it depends on the fish. Yeah. Yeah. But for all I know, there could only be two types of fish you could catch in Farming Sim when this DLC comes out. I have no idea. Or there could be 30. Like, I don't know. I don't know how crazy we're talking here. We'll just have to find out. All right, and we should just do one round of fertilizing. Because I think it's already got one stage of fertilization left over from the grass. Who knows, maybe you can fish farms, sell them to keep deep sea companies. This is yeah, maybe. All right, looking good there. Let's head back. And then we'll figure out what I'm planting. Grab the appropriate equipment for that, get it planted, and go to the next field. So I've got an alarm for myself when I need to stop so that I can, you know, get rest and all that before PoE. But we have time. Got like over 2 hours. We'll see how many fields I can get done. I would love to get all the fields done for the day in Farming Sim. All the fields I can get done April 1st. And then that means next Friday I'll be able to go on to the next stuff. But we'll just have to see. Got a lot of work to do. It's a lot of mowing. So there's a lot of steps involved for every field, so I love it though. I love it. This is a fun process. I'm pretty sure I've never managed this many fields in a playthrough on stream before. I don't think I've ever managed this many crops or this many fields. So this is really fun to have this much going on. Okay. Drop off. Oops. I attached the wrong thing. There we go. All right. Now I see what I'm actually gonna plant. So that was field 3. I know we've planted. So I'm trying to prioritize stuff that can only be planted in April and can't be planted in May. So we're gonna wait on the corn. We're not doing grapes. We're waiting on green beans. We can't do long grain rice. I believe we have oat. Let me see here. Yes, we have oat. Let's see. We're not doing olives because that's landscaping. Parsnips we could plant in May or June, so that's fine. Peas. Do I have any peas? Let's see here. I do have peas. Okay. Potatoes. I think potatoes might be what we're doing because I don't think I've planted potatoes. Yeah. It's potato time. Okay, so for potatoes, I'm gonna need the planter and not the seeder. So we'll get this big fella. Oh wait, the attach is on the front. Big fella. And then we make sure select seed. Oh, this isn't how we plant it. Okay, hold on. I think we might need a special planter. So I think we actually have to buy something. So let me save. Let me move my mouse out of the way. Okay. planting potatoes. I think we want to go to potato technology or root vegetable. Root vegetables. Okay, potato planters. Mm-hmm. So there's the looks like the widest we can get is 6 meter. Because that's 3 meter. Is there not a bigger one? Potato technology. So these are harvesters. I think that's it. I don't think we can... Unless there's some in the generic. No, I don't think so. Okay. I think that's the best we can do. So we'll get this one. What is that? Hold on. Sugarcane. I am gonna do sugarcane, so I guess I should get the other one. I should get this one. I don't know how else you plant sugarcane. Let's see, sugarcane. Single row billet planter. Sugarcane planters. Okay. I think I'm just gonna get the normal. This is like a mod or something. So I think I'm just gonna get the normal one. Does this have like... Okay, no, you can only attach. I'm a little worried about the low seed count here. It should be fine for as small of a field as we're doing, but I'm not sure. Why does it say potatoes? Shouldn't it say seeds? I'm worried I'm doing the wrong thing. Yeah, potatoes are usually like really dense crop for sure. Basically, you're just replanting potatoes. That makes sense, yeah. I guess that's why it says potatoes. It's funny, because I still buy seeds. But... Because it's simplified, because it's a video game, right? But... Okay. Okay, I was a little worried because I thought it was... I have trouble recognizing the icons sometimes, but I thought it was fertilizer and seeds combo, but 8,000 liters of potatoes. It's not a very big field, so hopefully this is enough that we don't have to drive back to refill the planter. Buy a bag from the grocery store and plant these at home. Yeah. Green onions. Gosh, I hope one day Louise and I have a house and we can have a little garden where we grow some stuff. It'd be really nice. Okay. Unfold. Look at that. That's fancy. Fancy, fancy. Okay. And then there's not an on button. There's usually an on button, but it looks like it's doing something. Yeah, okay, that's working. Weird. Just like, go, go, plants? Well, I think it worked out that this is one of my smaller fields because this is definitely a slower process for planting than normal. I didn't even plan this. It just worked out. We don't have that many huge fields on this map anyways, so besides the ones I made myself. Though, if you were buying what I'm going to be buying for potatoes, you would probably want a bigger field so that you would make your money back. Thankfully, we're not too worried about money. Did that still plant? I guess it did. But the ground texture, this is completely new, I think, to 25, but like I don't think this is how the ground texture looked at all for potatoes before. I didn't do much potatoes though in 22. I did it like a couple times. Hey Jeff, welcome in. How you doing? See, now why does that one little section look different than everywhere else? What's going on? Oh yeah, it's different. Huh. Something weird going on here. I question it too much. Doing well. Discord was in starting loop. Quick quit and restart, but there's first time for everything. That's happened to me a lot with Discord actually. It's also kind of annoying because you kind of have the task manager quit Discord because Discord runs like, I don't know, like 700 different processes or something. Something ridiculous. Nah, just Discord. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely happened to me before. Yeah, I'm definitely glad this is a smaller field. Oh, Monster Hunter Stories 3 up for pre-order. Nice. Gosh, there's so much game happening. I didn't even realize until like yesterday that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake is like coming out, I don't know, today or something, or like really early. I don't pre-order. Yeah, good for you, man. Yeah. I feel you. Out yesterday? Yeah. Something like that. I know I saw it in the news. I didn't even realize it was so close. It just... There's so many games. It's just, it's a lot. I can't keep up with it all. Yeah, but it's a very good problem to have. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and I have a long list of games I want to stream that are already out, from much older games to more recent games, which is why I was trying to focus on beating games recently. Like October, we finished a bunch of games, but you know, Path of Exile's coming out, so that's gonna throw a wrench in things. I'm gonna be a little distracted. But again, not really a bad thing. Oh, nice. Yeah, I beat 3 Katamari games. I think we beat Blueprints this month. I beat the Digimon game, the new Digimon game. I think it was this month that I beat Promise Mascot Agency. I'm probably forgetting something, but I think that's it. So I have a little spreadsheet track. I've explained this a few times. I have a little spreadsheet tracker for games I've beaten because Louise and I came up with a silly competition for beating games a long time ago. We don't really compete anymore, but I still keep track of it just because I like spreadsheets and numbers. The most games, as far as I know, that I've ever beaten in a single year was 61 games. And that was a crazy year. But this year I've beaten a little over 30 games. So still pretty good, but I don't think I'm ever going to beat 60 games in a year ever again. That was a lot. That was a lot of gaming. But especially because I like playing, there's a lot of games I like playing, like Farming Sim, that are just kind of forever games. And that ends up being, you know, time I'm gaming that is never going to result in me beating a game. So from that perspective, you know, unproductive, but, you know, they're fun. So I play them. Just like with PoE, like I'm playing this. I mean, maybe I could say that it counts as beating a game if I got like 40 out of 40 challenges or something on a PoE league, but I'm not really sure. You beat Like a Dragon, Chronos, Hades 2 last month, so 2 to 3 games a month. Yeah, I think I'm about the same. 2 to 3 games a month is about what I do. And then I'll have like a crazy month where I beat like 6 games or something because I'm like extra gaming. And then I'll have a month where I don't beat anything because I'm playing games like Farming Sim, or I'm just like not playing games as much for whatever reason. And the months that I go crazy with gaming kind of make up for the months that I don't do much at all. All right. Them's potatoes. I've said this before, but I love 14, but I just can't commit to it anymore because then that's the only game I play. Yeah. That's for me, I've been loving WoW, but I haven't played recently because I was just like, man, I'm just not beating I'm not beating games, and there's so many I want to play. I could play WoW forever. Like, I love, like, WoW's just like one of the best games ever made. Like, fight me, you know, like, it's just one of the best games ever made. And there's a reason it's been around so long. But yeah, I'm just like, man, I want to have some variety, you know. I want to play all this other stuff, and there's just so many good games out there. So I think what I'm probably gonna end up doing with WoW, like long term, is that I'll binge it every so often, kind of like what I do with PoE, where I don't play PoE most of the time, but when I play PoE, I play PoE, you know. It's just one of those things. But it's kind of like how Monster Hunter was for me for a long time. I mean, ignoring the recent failures of Monster Hunter Wilds, I mean, the amount of time that I would play Monster Hunter when, like, I had already quote unquote beaten it, and like I'm just hunting to hunt basically, and I could have been playing other games, is a lot. It's like, I don't know, 1,000 hours of my time playing Monster Hunter, at least. I haven't played since 2017 peak WoW for me. And you're getting hate from me? Yeah. No, WoW's such a good game. It's like crazy. I can't believe it took me so long to like just play it. Like I'm a huge MMO enjoyer. Like I was an MMO addict for most of my life. I played so many different MMOs, but I was you know, doing whatever, but man, I missed out on WoW. It's like it was the MMO I was looking for the whole time, and I didn't even know. Back WoW's until then games. Yeah, I'm probably not coming back to Wilds. But no shame to anybody who's having a great time or whatever. There was a point where WoW felt like a chore that was to stop and step away. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know that that's necessarily like, I think that happens to me in games all the time, that like it's not really the game's fault. It's just, you know, I don't really think anybody is really built to be playing one game only all the time. Like, it's a good thing to go do something else, whether it's another game or it's not gaming, you know. It's probably a good idea to go do something else every so often. Okay, so we've got Field 4 next. I just planted potatoes, so we need to do sugar beet. Okay, so I think Field 4. 14 never felt like a chore. I definitely got to the point where 14 felt like a chore. But I played like 5,000 hours of 14. So, you know, at what point is it your fault and not the game's, you know? I only have 330. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. When I say I was an MMO addict, I don't know that people realize what I mean. Not until I say the numbers, or people like, oh. Oh, you were addicted. I understand now. And you know what's really funny is I don't even think of 14 as like, I think it's maybe the MMO I've played. Like if I were to rank MMOs on how much I played them, I think it's like 4th or 5th for me. MMOs that I've put the most hours into. You 10K, there you go. Yeah, you get me. You get me. Yeah. And the MMO I put the most hours into, no one has ever heard of. Because it had like probably the most active players that game ever had, was 10,000 people. It had a single server. It was called Dark Ages. And yeah, it was a Korean MMO that was ported to the West. I don't know how many players it had in Korea, but and it actually still exists, but it is drastically different from the game that it was when it came out. If you practiced like crazy self-control and you knew what the game was like when it came out, you could have some of the same experience with Dark Ages right now. Because like a lot of the content is still like the same. But a big part of Dark Ages was that it was very player driven. Like it had like a legal system and it had religions and things that were all player driven, player enforced. It even had like you could go to like college courses that were taught by players. So as the players changed, so too did the game. As like the world changed, it changed the game because it was so player driven. But also when I originally played the game, which was like shortly after it came out, I think. Let me just unfold all this. It was when you did the tutorial, they would actually tell you not to talk out of character without using double parentheses. So it was very much like a role-playing game when it came out. And that just changed over time, like to where the tutorials stopped telling you to do that and the player base stopped having interest in doing that. So like that's an example of how it drastically changed. But the bigger thing was that they added like a ton of pay-to-win stuff in their microtransaction shop, and they added events that had item drops that completely negated what used to be like 99% of the game, which was leveling. But the events added these items that basically you would consume one and it would just level you to like level 90 from level 1, basically. And you could farm just like hundreds per event. Like a single person could farm so many of them that, like, to this day, they're basically just trash items that you could get so easily no matter what time of year it is. So the leveling component just isn't like part of the game anymore. They basically deleted the game by deleting the, like, there's nobody actually leveling, so why would you level? And then that, and also it's a game that's very like cooperative, where you're not really going to be solo leveling. You're going to want like a party. So if there's no one else doing it, then, you know, you basically can't do it. But I loved that game. It had a recent, like, resurgence because some YouTuber found it, like, found the game, and then, why can't I mow this? Some YouTuber found the game, and then it brought, like, a bunch of people to see the game and, try it out. So that was kind of cool. The developers started up content again. Interesting. Yeah, for a long time they'd pretty much just like they'd done regular updates, but they're mostly just like, you know, the events would still happen and really basic stuff, but not like major content updates. The community always joked that like the development for the game was just like one guy. It was just like a server guy just making sure that the server was still running. And that was like the whole team for the game. But yeah, I haven't actually checked their website and stuff since all that activity happened. But I saw screenshots of like, because it's the kind of game where if you're standing somewhere, no one else can like stand on top of you. It's an isometric game. So if there were 1 million people on that one server that the game has, you would not be able to literally like walk. Like you could very easily get trapped or blocked from entering a building if there were actually that many players. So if there was truly a resurgence of players because of what happened, I imagine they'd have to figure something out, because that game is like not built to have modern MMO player base numbers. Which is part of its charm, honestly. It's part of what made it, like, such a great experience for me when I played it as a kid. Like, you get to know people in Dark Ages, and, like, you will see them around. Like, you think you see people around when you play a game like 14 or WoW? You don't even know the level of seeing people around that you would have in a game like Dark Ages. Like, you be going about your daily business, you would see people, the same people all the time, and have actual like social interactions with people. It's honestly just kind of beautiful. I love Dark Ages for that. And anybody who hangs around here and has met Juan, who I play Monster Hunter with and other games with, I know him thanks to Dark Ages. He didn't actually play Dark Ages, but we have a shared friend that I played Dark Ages with for years. I met him on Dark Ages, and I played with him for years, and then eventually he introduced me to Juan, and then Juan and I played games together, and then that's how Juan and I became friends. So, kind of crazy. Oh, I love mowing grass in this game. It's already been an hour and a half, though. I'm concerned I'm not going to make... It might be late November that I'm able to start that other playthrough, because even though it feels like I'm so close to having achieved all my goals in this playthrough, there is still just there's a lot of work to get done. I got a lot of field work to do, you know? These things take time. I forget that it takes time because I'm having a good time. But it does take time. I'm like, yeah, we'll get like 5 or 6 fields done today, guys. No problem. Knock that out in like 3 hours. No big deal. Maybe not. I am realizing that I took the incredible long way to this field, and I forgot that I made a road that I could use that would save us some time. Oops. Decided to play Outer Worlds 2. I didn't like the first one, but I heard the sequel fixes a lot. Sounds like it'll be the Yotai effect for me. Didn't care for Tsushima, but loved Yotai. Oh, interesting. I liked Tsushima. I haven't played Yotai yet, but honestly, I'm trying to stay away from the bigger titles. Like, there's some exceptions. Like, I played Digimon, and that's like a full-priced game, but I'm trying to be a little bit pickier. Like, there are games I really enjoy that are like just, you know, regular AAA games like Yotai. I like the Assassin's Creed series. You know, like just stuff like that. But I'm kind of just trying to stay away from them because the thing I've noticed too is a lot of those games in like a couple of years, you can just buy them for like $5. And I have so many like indie games and smaller developer games that like I haven't played yet, but I want to play, and most of them I already own. And I'm just like, I just need to wait. You also played them back to back. Oh, I got an achievement. These are the fruits of your labor. Okay. I assume that was because I don't know what that was for. I guess I've just harvested enough crops in general, maybe? Maybe it was grass specific. I've done a lot of grass mowing. You played them back to back. Definitely getting on PC to play it, yeah. Yeah, that's the other part of it for me is that I've really become a PC gamer in the last like year or so. Don't even know where my consoles are. I mean, I know they're in a box. I just don't know which box. And I haven't really put any effort into finding them because I've just been playing everything on PC. I mean, to be fair, before we moved out here, I didn't have a desk. Like I didn't have a surface really. My laptop sat on a piano stool when I streamed. And I was streaming from a couch. Now we don't have a couch because we gave that up when we moved. That thing was beat up anyway. I'd had that couch for like, I don't even know, well over a decade. But it would have cost us a fortune to move it as well. But now I have a desk. So that really changes things. But yeah, PC superiority, yeah. Also, I've been really enjoying, like, I mean, I don't do it with most games I play, but I really do like that when I want to, I can, like, get a mod or something for a game that I'm playing. I like mods. I like being able to just, like, tweak my experience if I need to, you know, or if I want to. How's your laptop? The last laptop I had was in 2012. Played so much it overheated. Yeah, no, my laptop's fine. I do think the next computer I get isn't going to be a laptop anymore. I don't use a cooling pad or anything. Laptops are way better at cooling now. Like, when I was in high school, I was getting into development because I'm a nerd. And so my parents saved up and got me a gaming laptop. They got me an Alienware laptop so that I could do programming stuff, but also they knew I liked playing games, so they got me an Alienware. That thing absolutely just, I still have it actually. But it can't really stay on for very long anymore because it had crazy overheating issues. That thing cannot cool itself at all. If you even remotely push that thing to the extent that it could do stuff, it would actually burn my hand. It was awful. And nowadays, if I want to turn that thing on, it's definitely at the point where the battery is like not good enough to like stay on. So I would have to, it'd have to be plugged in to turn on. I have multiple laptops where that's the case, but that's not really like, that's a very fixable problem. You know, you can just replace the battery. But usually by the time that happens, it's kind of time for an upgrade anyway, because that's like, you know, after you've had a laptop for 5 to 10 years or something. And that's with me being a very heavy user of my computer. So I imagine for people that aren't quite as crazy as me, you don't have to wait as you don't have to replace it for much longer. Let's see, we'll fold that up. Oh wait, no, I can't fold them. I think the flexibility an actual gives you, yeah, no, that's why my next one I really do want to just get a PC, because the thing that's really screwed me over the years with laptops is like, so my last laptop There was a whole lot of drama on my stream when all this was going on because it basically canceled my stream indefinitely at the time. And it was because there was I didn't know what the problem was for a good amount of time because I'm not really like the best with computers to begin with. But what I found out happened after the fact was that I updated to Windows 11 because it had been out for a while, and I'd seen some article that was like, hey, it's safe to upgrade to Windows 11. Well, when I upgraded to Windows 11 on my laptop, the laptop stopped recognizing the existence of all but one of the fans. And so, as you can imagine, since only one of the fans was working, it was overheating, which I'm pretty sure damaged parts inside of it. It also melted the keyboard. Like, it melted the keyboard so much that the keyboard pieces were, like, falling off and stuff. Lola, hey, welcome in. And yeah, there was really, it just really got really, it's because it took me so long to figure out what was happening. The computer just basically got melted completely, and that was bad. But yeah, the thing I find laptops are really bad at is whenever you do need to do like some sort of update for any reason, it is really annoying to open up a laptop and like replace a part. So, computer horror stories for Halloween. I forgot that it's Halloween until you just said that. That's really funny. I'm so bad at remembering holidays, guys. But happy Halloween, Lola and Job and Titans, who I think is still lurking around. But yeah, next time I get a computer, which is probably a very long time from now, but I would love to get a PC. That would be really, really nice. Thank you for the sheep screen. That's gotta be the most popular, like, sound alert. Like, I think people play that more than anything else. But it's funny. We're just prepping fields. I planted potatoes earlier. This field's gonna be sugar beets. The thing I dread replacing is GPU. I don't know what kind of potatoes are farming sim potatoes. There's only one type in farming sims, so not sure which type it is. I'm pretty intimidated by all things PC, but the thing that makes me more sure that I want to have an actual PC for my next computer is Louise, because Louise is very good with all that stuff. So I feel like much safer in, like, if there is something I needed help figuring out, that I have Louise. Probably russets. I guess we'll have to see when they grow. It is really just so exciting to plant basically all of the different crops in this playthrough. Very tech savvy, but you've been building PCs. Yeah, I my first PC when I was 8, my dad built it for me, and like both my parents are electrical engineers. I really have no excuse for not being tech savvy. Also, I was literally in software for a decade. But software I can do. Hardware not so much. I'm like cursed or something when it comes to hardware, man. Like we would get prototypes all the time at my old job, and I was cursed. The number of prototypes that I completely obliterated by like tripping on a cable or dropping it, or and it's really bad. It's really, you don't want to do that. Prototypes, there's usually like a prototype. It's an irreplaceable thing, you know, like you do not want to break the prototype. But I'm clumsy and hardware makes me nervous and I don't know how it works and I don't know how to fix it. It's just a problem, man. It is a problem. Just go back to school and learn engineering easy. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, even though I was in software for a year, I was a college dropout. So I mostly just learned on my feet and dealt with it, you know? But who knows? Maybe when I actually get a real computer and I start messing around with it and whatever, and maybe I'll learn. Maybe I'll finally learn. And I won't be as intimidated by hardware anymore. It could happen. I'm getting a little bit more comfortable windrowing now that I've gotten all this practice. I know there was a time where I was like actually super comfortable with windrowing because I played so much farming sim and I did so much mowing. So maybe I'm getting the skill back. I don't feel like I'm struggling as much. Oh yeah, I do need to actually cash in all my tokens. I wonder if you need to cash them in during the event, or if you can cash them in whenever. You just can only earn them during the event. So I don't actually know. We did get a new slot. I added another building this morning for our town. Yeah, I added another barracks. I try to add like what people are doing and what people have high skill in, so that we can get more percent bonus for our buck. But I think barracks was the right choice. Our melee bonus is still our highest bonus, because that's what most people on the server have some proficiency in, so it just meant there was more people that could be the trainer of the building. But it also means that since most people are training melee, that more people get the benefit as well. Went from, wow, big jump. Dang. Oh, we're gonna go up to this road here that I made. A little grass way. In 10 days. Yeah, I was checking too. I believe that we have played for a total of 42 days. Like when we started, when this little community started, our Ravenfall journey was 42 days ago. Which it feels like it was so much longer ago. Is it just me that feels like we started playing way longer ago than that? But that's what the website said, at least. But I don't know if that's accurate. I don't remember what date the weekathon was. So I really don't know. Okay. Drop that. Okay. Let's grab our baler. Get back out there. So freaking excited for this PoE League, though. I feel like this league has the potential to be my favorite league so far. Especially, like, man, I feel like just the asynchronous trade being there alone is enough for it, but the Breach sequel part of it looks so good, and all the new like options we get for like the Genesis tree thing looks so cool. I'm just so excited. Like PoE 1 is in such a good place. And then you combine that with just like the new stuff actually being really good looking. I'm also really excited for how like scary it's gonna be. Like I think the campaign is gonna be pretty scary on hardcore because of what they showed. Like I'm probably gonna die in the mud flats a few times, I think. I already die in the mud flats pretty often. This is going to be a lot of bales. This is a pretty big field. This is one of the biggest fields on the map. They're rolling. All right, let's see if I can. This really big. Big row here. I look at the mud flats and think thick, sticky, smelly mud, especially like mangrove swamp mud. Yeah. Yeah, mudflats in PoE 1 is already pretty scary because the Roas can really like stun lock you if you let too many Roas exist around you. Like if you don't kill the Roas as you see them and they kind of like you build up a big pack of them, you could very easily get in a situation where you're being stun locked by them. But if you add to that the league mechanic is going to be all up in that area, I just think it's going to be really scary. What's a Roa? They're kind of... I think they're basically meant to be giant, like kiwi birds almost. But they also aren't really birds. They're like reptile, kind of like, I don't even know how you describe them. But they run around on like two legs. And they ram you. Don't worry, you'll see me die to them later today. And then you'll know what they are. It's Halloween, making marshmallows. That's right. I might let myself play Farming Sim for like 1 more hour, and then we'll wrap up so that I can try to nap a little bit before I come back with Path of Exile. And then my schedule's just gonna be crazy. Y'all know how I get when I stream a PoE League. Get ready for that. The real ones, not the PoE mutants. Yeah. I think that's what they're called. Kiwis. It's some bird that's in New Zealand, and since PoE is made in New Zealand, that's why they're in the game. They were also in, like, there's a lot of microtransaction Kiwis that were in like the founders packs for the same reason. So like when you see people in PoE running around with Kiwi pets, it's because they got like a founder pack. They did that again for PoE 2 as well. So I have some Kiwis. But if I remember correctly, from just like, I watched a video once where they were talking about it, but when PoE 1 first came out, there was apparently like a $10,000 like pack you could get. They gave you like a golden kiwi that only a handful of people have. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And it... Okay, hold on. All right. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. There we go. So tonight you will have your coffee and water ready to go? Absolutely. I also got groceries yesterday. I actually got a little bit of alcohol, which I don't normally get. I thought maybe that could be fun at some point. That won't really help me stay awake, but it could be fun at some point during the Path of Exile shenanigans. I got homemade burritos. No, I don't have stuff for that. I did get like a frozen pizza that I could make, and I got stuff for chicken sandwiches, and no homemade burritos this time though. But assuming I don't sabotage myself with the alcohol at some point, I am guessing we're gonna have another like 30 hours something stream for the launch. And then I just plan to be streaming a bunch of PoE whenever I'm awake, basically. We'll just stream it. And also a rule for the league where I don't play any of my characters off stream. So to help me with that, I'm gonna stream. No, I'm not gonna have like a schedule really. I'm just gonna stream when I stream. At least for this like first week. That way, I don't have my hardcore characters dying off stream. Like what happened with Pee-wee 2. And I was saying earlier, I've got 9 different builds. Some of which are just like ideas for like me making my own thing. And what my plan is if I start up a character and we get decently far and then it dies, I will roll a different build. Like I'll go for a different build. But if I die really early, I'll just try again, same build. You think the marathon was last week of September? That would make sense with it saying we played 42 days. That would make sense. It was probably like second to last week or last week of September. Look at all the marshmallows. I love to see it. Just after your V-Day. I think your birthday was like... I thought your birthday was the day after the marathon ended or something like that. Because I remember being like, oh man, we're going to miss your birthday because I'm going to leave like right after. But I don't know. Could be it's all blurry. Yep, that's how I feel. Anything could have happened. It was a fun week, though. That I remember. I don't remember much else, but I remember it was a good time. And that's how we'll remember this week. This week where I've just played a bunch of Pee-wee will be like, I don't really remember what happened. But it was a good time. I want to have... I mean, I technically still have one, but I want to have a death counter and some other things set up for later today, but I didn't get to them yesterday. So I'll probably try to wake up like a little bit before I turn on stream and see if I can get that set up. It's a good number of bales. I've already done 41 bales from this field. Look at them all. I think I'm gonna get like
They're a tasty treat. Zap. Zap.
zip. I don't know why TTS goes twice, but it's really funny to me. So I'm not really in a hurry to fix it, to be honest. I'm guessing like this field's already gonna be like 60 bales or something, but that big one that I made myself, that's gotta be like 200 bales or something crazy. That field is huge. And it's technically ready to mow right now. I'm just prioritizing these fields because we need to get our crops planted as soon as I can. Gonna need a bigger cup of hot chocolate. Yeah, I was so tempted to have some coffee for this stream, but I was like, you know, I shouldn't because since my plan is to sleep after this, it's like anything that'll help me stay awake is not the goal. So I didn't go for the coffee. I'll get my coffee when I wake up for PoE. The bales are just everywhere. They rolled out into the wilderness. Hmm. Here we go. Mind you of Minecraft shaped babas. I didn't see the Minecraft movie. Was it good? Lexus, hello. Welcome in. Maybe I underestimated how many bales we were going to get for this field. We've already made 58. Actually 59 with this one. Seven in crafting and then full phantom. Very nice. I've been focusing on my crafting. I'm at like level 500 something. But my miner keeps breaking and not mining rocks. So I don't think I have the ore for anything anyway. Movie was not for you. Yeah, my miner's on the right level island, but it just you know how you had your mining break that one time and I had to restart the server? That happens to me quite often on the server my miner's on. So it's been broken probably for like weeks at this point. I should really like take the time to go to a different server or something, but I just haven't done it yet. The funny thing is my miner still gets experience. I just don't get the ore. But I think my miner is almost level 700 or something in mining. It is one of my revenue streams. It's true. Surprisingly, I haven't run out of money though. I haven't been very I haven't like sold my resources very frequently either. Because my woodcutter's still working. But I haven't sold stuff in a really long time. But even though I'm on like auto join, it doesn't cost that much in the grand scheme of things. All right. Exactly 70 bales. Let's go get the loader. Look at all them marshmallows. We're going to have to go on a bit of a scavenger hunt for some of the... I can see some of them rolled really far. Oh, boy. All right. Yeah, we're going to have to go on a bit of a scavenger hunt for some of these. Still really cracks me up that this just turned into a grass path. Appropriate thing to do on Halloween is a bale scavenger hunt. All right, let's get the loader. Oop, there it is. think I'm gonna have a hard time picking up some of the ones out in the woods too. There we go. No! Oh no. Okay, not too bad. This one's gonna be rough. How the heck am I gonna get? I think I need to toss this one. Here we go. Just taking a walk in the woods. Yeah, there's some people walking in here too. They're just like, what is this person doing? Okay, there was at least one other one I saw out there in the woods. But I might have to go pick that one. Oh, wait, I see another one way out there. Oh my god. Hold on. Did I imagine it? Did I? Oh my god. Oh my god. What? How did these get all the way down here? They practically went 2 other fields out here. I think we'll drive up to this road, I guess. Things have taken a turn. Prison break. Yeah. Now let me... I can't hold that many more, but we're gonna go out to this road. just pick these up. Yeah, this is the last one I can carry. We full. All right. Let's take these and put them in storage. This is 24 bales. There were 70 total. Get the other road easy to find. Yeah. There's at least 2 out in the woods that I know of. There was the one that we saw when we were over there, and there was another one that didn't roll as far. Okay. We got 46 more bales to find. I think most of them are still on the fields. Oh, it's not lowering. It's like, man, it's taking a long time to lower. Alright, let's try to get some of the ones in the woods. Just this one. Oh, I see another one way out there. Hello? Yeah, that was weird. Couldn't get in the car. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I having a problem? What's going on? I think my game broke. Why is my hand out like that? Power wash semi tractor. I kind of like letting them be dirty. You can see how much I used my tractor. I don't think we're gonna get a third field done at this rate. Is my game okay? Why is it not loading? Oh, there it goes. Getting concerned. There we go. There's a lag in Ravenfall? I think it's just an issue with this mod. I don't think it's like my computer. I think yes, it's mod. It's the mod that lets me pick up bales is breaking. There was an update to the game too because the DLC is coming out. And some of the mods got updated as well today. It just froze. Yeah, it's probably just was farming sim. Because Ravenfall doesn't take up like hardly a % of my computer's resources to run. But farming sim isn't very optimized, and I'm also running like a bajillion mods, so unfortunately I have to break it again because I need to pick this up. Actually, can I get it with this? I might be able to get it. There we go. Okay. All good. Hopefully that's all the ones in the woods, but I'm not sure. Aw, thanks for the resub. I love that emote. $13 months. Thank you so much. All right, that is 48 out of 70. Enjoy your lurk, Lexus. Thank you so much. Whew. I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble getting my pre-league nap in. 'Cause I'm getting sleepy. I had a little bit of trouble going to bed last night, so I don't know if I got my full 8 hours because I was pretty excited for today. I really hope I manage to get pretty far in hardcore. If I can get to maps and run like at least one map in hardcore before dying at any point during this league, I'm gonna be so proud of myself. So we need to find, we picked up 48, so we just need to find 22. So this will be the last load. All right, looks like they're all here. No more scavenger hunting in the woods for bales. At least they're like, you know, white. They're easy to spot. They're bright. I can double check too, probably with stock. I guess that's what's in my storage, is counting that. This slope is still just so steep. It's crazy to think that this is where I started, was on this crazy steep hill. Of all the places I could have chosen, I chose this. I think it's the steepest part of the map. I enjoy a challenge, yeah. I did not know what I was in for. That particular field. I feel like managing that one field was like half of the total playtime of this playthrough. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like that's what it was. Like, everything else happens so much faster. But getting those trees off that field when that slope was that crazy and our equipment wasn't great because, you know, it was the first thing I did, so. Absolutely bonkers. Okay, let me check our situation here. Is it not fertilized? Why is it? There it goes. Man, the game's being really weird today. Okay. Well then. Let's grab the plow. Get our fertilizer spreader. Let's go ahead and buy a little bit of fertilizer too. It's not like we're not going to use it eventually. We'll just do a couple bags here. Alright. Probably we had enough that we could have just done it, but... right, we're gonna stop here because it's almost time that I set for myself. Oof, what a day. And it looks like we're just wrapping up a dungeon. I am curious. Let's see. Tokens. How many am I sitting on? 46. I can get a pet. I haven't spent a single one. And then let's see. Is this the command? What's the command for like your rank or whatever? I don't actually know. No, to see your leaderboard rank. Ba-ba-doo. Oh. There you go. Hey, not too bad. Not too bad. Oh. Anyway. We'll stop it here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Let's see if I can raid. We're probably gonna raid Alveus. Because even if y'all just lurk in there, they get, you're helping out the animals, so pretty cool stuff. Oh man, Darth is already up. Darth Micro's already up, hyping about PoE. But yeah, we'll go over the animals. And I will see you guys. I'm gonna boot up stream at 2 p.m. Eastern time, but the actual league launch is at 3. But I will be here being excited an hour before that, probably trying to get into queue and stuff like that too. So I will see you guys there. Prepare for a week of lots of PoE. But of course, Fridays will remain sacred. I will always do my farming on Fridays. That was the dealio. So we're going to be doing that. And I will see you guys then. Bye.